Oh, what is up, everybody? Hopefully you guys can hear me now. Turns out my headset was not connected to Bluetooth throughout that entire round of talking, and rest assured, I was talking my ass off. So that is super unfortunate. For those who don't know me, I am Goon and Trav in Tier 1 for RCRL, commentating currently for Tier 2, Round 9 at Silverstone. I will go over the standings once again. Man, I am chapped that I was not connected there for quite some time. Championship standings right now, Jay Morris leading the way with 101 points. Jay Morris is not in this session, so it is going to be a little bit of a catch-up game, an opportunity for the drivers behind, close behind, 6 points back, and in a two-way tie you have Numo, Rex, and Watto. They are at 95 points to Jay Morris's 101, so this is a good opportunity for them. Dropping back a little bit, but also not too far behind, you have Arvs at 75 points, so he's 26 points back from the current leader. A good race from Arvs can see him move on up the grid. Behind Arvs you have Popov at 49 points, 52 back. Leocritus and the Red Bull at 47 points, 54 back. Tied with Philosopher in the Alpine. Just a couple points back from them is Horsebents in the Alfa Romeo, and Lisa at 42 points, in the McLaren. So yeah, you have a pretty close matched mid-grid at the moment, just 7 points separating about 6 drivers, and up at the top you have 4 drivers duking it out, all within 26 points of each other. So really good opportunity for Numo, Rex, Watto, and Arvs to make up some ground, if not overtake. Jay Morris in the grid, I believe. I didn't actually check if we have all of them here today. I should have done that. Gosh, I don't actually know. I feel like I saw Watto on the grid. Whatever, we will check in a moment. But yeah, Twitch stream is live. If anyone has any questions or comments, please drop a message in the stream chat and I will try to get back to you. Gonna open up everything once again for all to see. We have a few drivers headed out on the mediums with Arvs, Fatal Nation, Horsebents. Oh, a bunch of them are switching on over to the mediums now. Fatal Nation getting right to it. And why not? Set the first lap and put down the baker and see how everyone else compares. And I will be right back. Give me 1 second. Okay, just confirmed. Audio is a go, so that is a relief. Yeah, so we're gonna just stay on board with Fatal Nation as it comes through, leading the way. There's only a few drivers out. The other driver, Horsebents, also on mediums, and then ETSR Randy out on the hot lap on softs. ETSR Randy just coming back to the league last race after quite the hiatus, and he came back with a bang, getting his first win of the season, and obviously first win on his return. So, welcome back to ETSR Randy. Arvs coming through the final chicane now to commence, Arvs, Fatal Nation to commence their hot lap. Goes a little bit deep through there, but loses probably a tenth or two. Into the first DRS activation zone, wide open, coming into a fairly... Ooh, unfortunately goes deep and invalidates. If Fatal Nation did set enough fuel in, can easily go for another lap on those mediums. They will be perfectly fine, and in fact probably in better condition on the second lap because they have more tire temp. Moving on through the grid, Fatal Nation is followed close by Randy, so Randy on their hot lap, their banker lap before Q2. See if he can pick up a bit of a slip from Fatal Nation. Randy sets a purple second sector on the soft compound. Gets on the throttle nice and early. Headed into the final chicane here. Coming across the final corner and sets a 28.3 as a banker lap. In Q3 we had Fatal Nation set a 28.3, a low 28.3 actually, for their single lap on softs. So there's definitely room for improvement, and we'll probably start seeing those times jump way up as this session continues. Moving on through, Papo's bad timing invalidates their lap. Fatal Nation looks to be going for another lap. Davey jumping into the pits. Horse Fence invalidates their lap. Dan Roosh has invalidated their lap. Moving on through, we have Leocritus opening up the DRS on the back straight. This is the second DRS activation zone of the track. Had to unfortunately get off the gas quite a bit there. Just went a bit deep. Let's see if they can hook up this final sector, and they come across the line with a 28.6. I think Leo probably lost about 2/10 just from that one little mistake at the end there. Watto coming across the line with a 27.4, so you can definitely see there is a lot of pace to be had. Watto, though, is a championship contender, so naturally might be a couple tenths up from the rest of the grid when all is said and done. Ooh, Popov might have gotten quite in the way of that Haas there. Not too sure which Haas that was. I think it was Randy. Just trying to find an actual driver on a fast lap right now, but Table Squish might be on a fast lap here. Or at least trying to set a fast lap. We come through setting a 29.9 on the mediums. Going to need to improve by quite a bit. Now, my 2 cents when it comes to Silverstone is it's a soft medium track. You do not need to worry about the hard compound at all. So there's definitely an undercut option for those who do start on the mediums and switch over to the softs. Totally, but I wouldn't say it's the biggest advantage, particularly around Silverstone. It has some huge advantages at other tracks, but Silverstone quite forgiving when it comes to quite forgiving when it comes to tire wear. You can easily push the softs to about 10 laps, switch over to the mediums for the last 16 laps comfortably. If I were these drivers who are setting their times on the mediums, I would be looking at the time of Randy as a 28.1 cutoff. To be honest, because I think the majority of the grid can probably improve on softs and get right around that 28-1. I would throw on the softs. I don't see a crazy advantage starting on the mediums here, especially if you're trying to stay in that DRS range for the opening. Ours is invalidated. Yeah, I would, you know, it's really easy to lose that DRS range after about 2 or 3 laps around Silverstone if you're on the mediums and the drivers in front are on the softs. Just something to be mindful of. Davey looks to be on a hot lap, dropped it down to 7th going through there, but once again, that's kind of a corner that you can keep an 8. Gets through okay, setting a purple 2nd sector. Keeps it in 6th for a little bit more traction. Means slower exit speed, but better traction coming out of there. Davey coming across the line with a 27.7. Those are the times that I sort of expect in Q2, and I expect we will start to see more and more often as this race goes on. Brandy drops in asking what the chances of being a championship contender are. Well, I'm pretty sure if you keep your pace of winning every single race that you drive in after returning after your hiatus, there is a decent chance, Randy. There is a decent chance. Moving through, looks like ours is going to be going actually slow. Golden Egg, slow. Lisa on her lap, and she jumps into the pits. And going pretty slow there. Golden Egg looks to be on a bit of a hot lap with those mediums, 2-lap-old mediums. Holds it in 8th. That is the way to do it. Didn't really sound like there was much of a lift either. Actually hitting that sector pretty nicely. Looks like there is a slight lift when it wasn't necessary, but it's better to be safe than sorry. That's also, according to the minimap, a purple middle sector. So not too bad. Holds it in 6th for the traction as well, just like some of the other drivers. Dropping it down to 3, keeps it in 3, 4. Coming across the final corner and the line with a 27.8 on mediums, and that is a pretty darn good on medium lap on mediums. So kudos to Golden Egg Fryer there. Yeah, we're really going to start to see lap times just tumble one after another with this type of track evolution. There is something about Silverstone where it gets extremely quick as the time continues to tick off. It's like Phil is coming through. Misses that a little bit. Phil coming across line with a 28.7. I think Phil would have been pretty disappointed in that final chicane there. Probably had about 2 or 3 tenths in it. Popov leading the way. Or sorry, not leading the way, but leading our eyes. Coming through as well. Goes, has to let go of the throttle a little bit there, but still in the 103s. As long as you're in the 103s, you are doing okay. But let's off the gas. Might have decided to go for another lap instead. Fatal Nation back out on the mediums. Through Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel onto the hangar straight. TRS is wide open. To the Vale chicane here. Takes a bit too much of that curve, I think. Coming through with a 28.8. Fatal Nation's probably going to want to go again, to be honest. Lisa Mafia setting her lap. She is going to need to set a lap in order for her to get through. Lisa approaching cops here. Keeps it in 8, so that's going to immediately give an advantage going into, Maggot, Beckett's, and Cops. She goes a bit deep and she goes for a spin. No. That is really unfortunate. Lisa is actually quite quick around Silverstone. She is not going to be too pleased with that one. Jumping on board with Pap outs on the mediums. Takes a bit too much of that curve. Kind of looks like they gave up on their lap. It does look like they gave up on their lap. So they might be starting from P14 as well, unless they can get across the line in the next 26 seconds. It's possible. I think they might want to get their butts in gear though. You know what? No. I don't think it's possible. Maybe. They're gonna want to push. Gosh, why are there so many freaking yellow flags? Pappas didn't make it. That's a shame. Lisa back into the pits. Wait, that was a hot lap? Wow, that is incredible. Table Squish looks to have given up on their lap. TDA, Dan Rouge also to have given up on their lap. So, Papouts somehow setting a 28.5 on those mediums, and honestly, it did not look like they were on a hot lap, so I apologize to him. Just gets through on the mediums. So we have a few drivers in the mediums, and a super impressive lap from Golden Egg Fryer with a 27.8 on hers. Philosopher is the other driver who I want to say says 0 laps. I don't really know what happened there. Ours got through on the mediums as well, and like I said, Papouts too. Table Squish coming into the pits now. Lisa eliminated due to not setting a lap. That's too bad from her, but all the more reason to have a great race. So you have Watto leading the way at the end of Q2 with a 27.4, followed closely by Davey with a 27.6. Hopefully Watto's AI isn't just shredding up their tires right now. Always better to get into the pits at the end of Q2, because AIs drive like idiots as soon as the clock counts down and continues to do hot lap after hot lap after hot lap. Look at how fast this AI is driving. It's so unnecessary. It drives me crazy. You go from what you could have had as 6% tire wear to all of a sudden like 11%. It is frustrating as all heck. Anyhow, I digress. Moving on, here's your top 10. You got Watto, Davey, Golden Egg, Popov in 4th, Randy in 5th, Philosopher in 6th, Horsebent 7th, 8th to Arves, followed by Papouts, and closing it off is Leo in the top 10. Leo, Popov, Davey and Watto are the soft runners. Everyone else is on the mediums. As expected, quite a few invalidated lap times. That is fairly natural at Silverstone. There's a lot of high-speed corners that you push the track limits on as you're going around, just like cops. Headed on into Q3, 10 drivers remaining. Let's open up everything here and await for someone to jump out and set a banker lap, the time that everyone is going to aim to meet. I said meet, I meant beat. Bunch of drivers headed out. We got a Haas leading the way. I want to say that is ETSR Randy. ETSR Randy in the Haas. His partner, teammate, Golden Egg Fryer, close behind. Trailing them is Watto, Papouts, and Arvs. Once again, just as a reminder, Arvs is trying to chase down the championship leaders. He's 26 points back, but doesn't look like Arv's championship rivals are actually even driving today. So we have Numo Rex and J Morris, who are the top 2 drivers right now, both not in attendance. Watto and Arvs are the only 2 of the top 4 that are in attendance today. So once again, massive opportunity for those 2 drivers. Jumping on board with ETSR Randy as he takes us through the front stretch and the first lap of Q3. Felt like a slight lip there. Might have just been worried about track limits, but manages to keep it in. Bumps it down to 3 in a quick gear down to 2. Stumbles a little bit, some correction, but overall, not too bad. Comes through at a 27.6 for the first sector. Coming into Cops. Wants to try and hold this in 8th as much as possible. Manages to do so. Doesn't lose too much time going through there. Now we're into, excuse me, Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel onto the back straight, aka the hanger straight. DRS wide open, heading into Stowe. Keeps it in 6th gear once again, just a little bit more traction, less rotation though. Into the Vale chicane, bumps it down to 2 for a little bit more rotation, 3, quick up to 4, 5, 6, and comes across the line with a 27.8 as their lap banker. Papouts comes across the line a few tenths up, 27.5, and immediately beaten by Golden Egg with a low 27.5, so Golden Egg showing the pace on not just the mediums, but also the softs. Watto smashing that, actually not by too much, only by 0.03 of a second, with a 27.4. Leo missing that a little bit. unfortunately, with a high 104.2. That's going to put probably in the back of the grid at the start. Just looks to have made that one mistake. But set the banker, come out for the next lap, and, excuse me, use that banker lap as the time to beat. Horse fence now coming through. Unfortunately misses the apex quite significantly there, also with a 28.7. Horse fence is going to want to jump in. That's just a banker. And go back out, set another time. Arvs with a 103.9 could actually be on another hot lap on these softs. You can definitely do it. Then jump back into pits after this and quick out for your final lap. Arvs takes that pretty nicely. Gets the traction down okay, comes across the line with a 27.9. Once again, these are all bankers. They're gonna go out again anyways. 103.4 for sector 2 with Davey. That's pretty good. Interestingly, keeps it in fourth going through that corner, but could just be looking for that added traction. And Davey goes with a 27.2. So it's a pretty great time for Davey, especially for the banker. Davey's gonna want to kind of hustle around, make sure he gets back into pits in time to be able to set that final lap. Leo jumping into the pits now. Horse fence probably going to be jumping in pits too. Arvs also likely going to be jumping into the pits. There's horse fence, hit it on. So we got Randy jumping out pretty early for their, excuse me, final couple of, Randy might do a back-to-back hot lap. We'll see how that goes. Phil hasn't set a time yet, jumping out now. Papouts joins Randy and Phil on the track for their final lap as well. We'll see just how much the track has evolved over the course of the single session as Randy approaching the Vale Chicane before starting their final hot lap. It's nice and wide for a little bit more acceleration out. They are starting their final Q3 lap here, or potentially final Q3 lap. Takes a bit of that curb, which usually ruins the momentum slightly, but might be okay. Especially if they pick up a bit of a tow here from Golden Egg Prior teammates, helping teammates out. That's going to be a big advantage. 27.5, that's a 1/10 improvement from ETSR Randy just from the first sector. And the time is only going to get better. Keeps it in third for a little bit more traction. Fourth, fifth. Now onto the straight there. Keeps it in 8th gear, just about through cops. That goes a bit deep, unfortunately, right there, but overall not too bad with a 103.7. That's still a 10th, just about 2/10 up on their current time, or their previous time. Keeps it into 6th going through there. It's pretty good. Heading into the Vale Chicane here. Just to try and cut in as much as possible, so let's say 27.4, pushing them into P2. Phil unfortunately invalidated their lap. They're going to need to go again. We have Popov and Papouts on their laps right here. Papouts coming through Stowe. Excuse me. Takes a bit too much curb. 1-2 cut in, and they set a 27.4, replacing Randy for second on the grid. So Davey, quite significant margin right there with a 27.2, still 0.2 up. Golden Egg just a 0.5 up at the moment. Keeps it in 8th. Not losing too much momentum. Takes that really nicely. Was able to drop into 5 for a little bit more rotation. Keep the throttle on. Quick bump up to 6. That was a massive improvement, and you can tell just from the purple second sector right there. Oh man, that was unfortunate. I saw that coming while they kept it in 6, but that's okay. Golden Egg can try and get across the line here and set another one. Randy going fastest with a 27.216 versus Davy's 27.26. Davy invalidated their first lap. Davy's probably going to go again. We have Phil just kicking off their lap 2. Popov currently a 10.5 up. Excuse me. Leo improved significantly, but must have invalidated their lap, so Leo's going to want to keep going. Keep that momentum. Popov. Let go a little bit too much, but that's okay. Good acceleration coming out. They are currently 3.5 up. That would see them jump all the way up to at least P4. See if they can get the acceleration okay. There is not the fastest acceleration. They went a little bit deep. That's okay. Won't kill too much of the time. They can get through this okay. That will put them at a 27.3. That sees them P3. So Papouts, having set their final time, drops down to P4. Watto, currently a little bit down on their time. Golden Egg, unfortunately invalidated. Phil with a 103.6 and up on their time. Leo with a 103.7 and currently 0.5 up on their time. That's a significant improvement. Horse Fence 0.2 up on their time. It's going to be Phil coming across the line next, currently at a 127.6, but up on their time, where it's just going to see them jump up through the final corner. Want to take the inside line, 27.4, that puts Phil into P4. Ooh, Watto runs a little bit deep, but manages to correct itself, doesn't invalidate. Watto only a 10.5 up currently. Coming across the line with a P1 with a 27.2. Wow, they got incredibly lucky with that track limit, but it sees them currently P1. Davey short shifting for a little bit more traction, coming across the line with a 27.2. Can't improve enough to oh wow, 27.216 and a 27.216 from both Randy and Davey. Randy set the time first, is going to take P2, and that is your starting grid. Watto with a 27.20, followed by Randy with a 27.216, same time as Davey. Popov not too far back with a 3.48. Phil in 5th with a 27.4. Papouts with a 27.4. Golden Egg Fryer with a 27.5. Leo with the 27.6. Arves, unfortunately, was only able to get themselves into P9 with a 27.9. Horse Fence in the Alfa Romeo in P10 with a 28.1. So, no, not too much separating those 6 or 7 drivers, just 2 or 3 tenths between them. We are looking for a smashin' session. I'm pretty darn excited. I am going to use this time to take a little bit of a breather, get some water before the race starts. But it looks like we will probably kick off in just a few minutes. There's usually a bit of a delay before we get underway. Lets everyone else grab water as well. Use the toilet if they have to. But I will be back in just a moment. Actually, if any of the Tier 2 drivers are listening, please let me know if there is any sort of interesting weather to be expected. So far the session has looked full sun, but you never know. In F1 2021, there could be rain like 10 minutes into this, and I would have no clue. Looks like Davey says it's an all-dry session. So there's your answer for all those that are spectating. No rain is forecasted. We have a dry session, and you know, fun because the drivers get to just show their true pace, but rain is also a nice little element to mix things up. A full rain race is not necessarily the most exciting, but some sprinkles here and there is. Looks like Ards has dropped out of the session. I'm going to see if I can quickly re-invite them. Arvs has been sent an invite, so hopefully they are able to rejoin in just a moment here in time for race start. Looks like the drivers are getting underway out on the formation lap. Watto leading the grid, putting heat into his tires as quickly as possible, swerving around like that. Pit stop strategy, softs to mediums. I don't think anyone is going to be doing the hards unless they are losing their front wing in the first couple of laps. But the mediums can last a significantly long amount of time. Usually a medium can last comfortably about 18 laps around Silverstone. Guys, let me know if you'd like to see the telemetry. I personally do not, but I know a lot of other commentators usually have the telemetry up for the race. I just think it covers too much, but let me know in the comments if you guys are listening. I can disable it, enable it, whatever. Entirely the spectator's preference on that one. So Randy in another pretty good position to be able to at least pick up another podium. They have just returned after quite a hiatus from RCRL. Their first race back was last weekend, and they immediately came away with a win. And showing the form is still there, currently in P2. Davey, a bit of a string of bad luck over the course of this season, but Davey definitely has speed and always shows it in qualifying. Watto coming to the start-finish line now to get everything underway. We have Rain and Lisa Mafia coming to the back of the grid now. Starting on the mediums, Watto is going to want to try and put as much distance from Randy as possible, considering they are on the softs. It's 4-5 lights out, and we are underway with a slight delay. It's lights out and away we go at Silverstone with Tier 2. Watto getting a good jump. Davey with a great jump on ETSR Randy. Randy falling back, pushing, I believe that's Popov a little bit wide. So far so good. I think that's Papout's going extremely deep. He's rejoining. We have a spinning Fatal Nation in the background that is going to bring out at least a yellow card. That's all good. Fatal Nation, I can't tell. Doesn't look like they have any damage. It looks like it was just a spin. Jumping back up to the front of the grid. Watto immediately maintaining first place. Davey going a little bit deep there, trying to track them down. Randy, not the best start that they wanted, but it's kind of expected on the mediums. Randy is just going to want to actually try and make sure that they keep up with the soft front runners now. Don't lose that DRS. Looks like we have Papouts trying to make a move on Golden Egg. Really good racing from, holy cow, that was freaking close. Great racing from leaving each other enough space going into that. Oh, we have Popov losing it and taking the grass there. Going to want to make sure that they don't come into contact with their teammate. All is good. Table squished now a little bit behind Phil. We have IXR Rain in the background trying to hold position from an attacking Lisa Mafia, and Popov losing a bit of ground there. Lisa Mafia still trying to attack. She got pushed a little bit wide. So up 5 places is Rain. Table squish up a couple. Watto still leading the way, but pulling a second gap. Ooh, Randy and Papouts going tail to tail, and we look like we have a spinner. Yes, we do. Phil spinning, and unfortunately picks up a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Hopefully Phil is able, you know what, I'll just clip that now for Phil. You know, I realize it's going to be on the stream anyway, so Phil can jump in and clip that just in case he didn't. Let's get back to racing. Watto with a massive gap from Davey right now. Davey's going to want to push as much as possible to try and close in on the DRS. Otherwise, they are going to burn through their ERS, playing catch up. Papouts in a little bit of a pickle as well because they're the front runner on the mediums, but has already lost that gap from the soft runners. Randy trying to catch. There we go. Randy trying to catch back up, unfortunately losing a couple of positions from the start. Arvs has luckily rejoined, unfortunately for Arvs, that they were unable to join for as long as they were, but back in the fight now, not too far behind. Popov into the pits, so must have had a little bit of damage there. That's giving way to Lisa, so Lisa and Table Squish teammates able to try and push each other to make up some positions, use each other for DRS. Rain, once again, up a whopping 7 positions from the start, just 3 laps in. I believe DRS is enabled this lap. Nothing for Davey at the moment. But Pat Boats once again leading the medium runner charge. So Randy has DRS on Pat Boats. Randy's teammate Golden Egg also has DRS. Excuse me, Horsepence. Trying to break the gap from Leo. It looks like Leo's on softs, so Leo is going to want to try and push as much as possible on these softs right now, so that he stays in the DRS and makes the most out of a compound that is going to have a little bit more tire wear after about, six laps. So wanting to do as much as possible. DRS is open. You have Golden Egg and Randy. It looks like they swap positions there on the DRS straight. Could be a smart move if they just continue to use each other. I hope the interval comes back soon. Watto, there we go. Now it does. Watto with a 2-second gap. Davey with a 2-second gap on Papouts. Papouts pulled away from Golden Egg's DRS. So Golden Egg needs to push in order to get back out, otherwise that swap with the Haas's might not have been the best decision. Leo still holding on to Horsepence, and actually Leo's gonna, Horsepence manages to keep in DRS, even though just over a second right now, so Leo will probably want to attack on the second DRS straight if Horsepence is unable to keep within a second. Looks like he's gotten back into that gap though. Rain has been able to push as much as possible and get into the gap of Leo. Lisa dropping a little bit back. Looks like her and her teammate have swapped places too, so Lisa is going to want to try and push as much as possible to get into the DRS range of Rain. Leo having to burn quite a bit of ERS just to make sure that he stays within. He does have DRS here though, which is going to help hopefully bring that ERS back. Horsepence, because Horsepence was over a second back, had to use so much ERS just to get back into a second within ETSR Randy. Golden Egg, once again, unable to get back into DRS range so far. Just about a second and 2/10 back. Rain setting the fastest lap, which is bad news for Lisa. So Lisa dropping further back with a charging Rain, up 7 positions. Arv's back in the race is going to do as much as he possibly can to try and close the gap. TDA Dan Roosh unfortunately dropped back a little bit too. Phil, as we saw with the unfortunate spin, is down 8 places and has a 10-second time penalty. That 10 seconds ultimately should be removed in the race, or at least hopefully it does. Coming back up, Randy closing in on teammate Golden Egg, who's still out of DRS. They might want to try another teammate swap here, teammate position swap here, see if... Ooh, but Randy did really poor through Beckett's and onto Hanger, so unable to close that gap too much. Rain, close battle between Randy, Horsepence, Leo, and Rain. Just a second and a half separating the 4 drivers. Moving on up the field, Papouts still about 2 seconds back from Davey, and Davey continuing to lose ground to Watto, about 2.5 seconds away from Watto. Watto leading an absolute charge. And managing their ERS extremely well as well, coming across and improving by 8 thousandths of a second. So there's still life in these tires. Watto's going to continue to push as much as possible. Randy and Golden Egg look to have swapped positions. Randy picks up a second time penalty during that instant though. So Randy gonna want to push as much as possible, but Golden Egg has a lot of ERS, so Golden Egg was clearly just conserving ERS, not putting too much pressure on trying to catch Pap-Outs, but they're definitely going to want to do another teammate swap too, see if Golden Egg can use some of that. Pap-Out's picking up a... Oh, no, sorry, that's Randy, but Pap-Out's losing a lot of time right there, so Randy actually closed the gap quite a lot, is getting into... and has gotten into the DRS zone now within a second, but burnt a lot of ERS, so Randy going to need to continue to push to stay within. Golden Eggs conserving their ERS very, very smartly. Horseman's really close behind and benefiting from the charge that Randy is currently making with his teammate. Rain also reaping up the rewards, just staying in that DRS. Leo as well. Looks like Leo got overtaken by Rain. No harm done though. Leo is on the soft compound. That's going to start to... Ooh, Rain with a little bit of a back end slip. Let's see if Leo can capitalize. Might be worth just turning off the ERS and actually letting Rain take this one. Which he does. Rain will be able to catch back up. Leo wants to, at this point, just take advantage of being in a DRS train. Being in this DRS train will help significantly. Lisa using that little bit of a battle to actually get within DRS here. So Lisa is going to be able to use her mediums to the capacity that they're supposed to be running at this stage of the race. She's going to be able to close down on Leo, take advantage of those older tires. Golden Egg now with just within 2/10, but both Golden Egg and Randy have penalties. They're going to do a bit of a driver swap, no challenge from Randy. Randy knows that Golden Egg had way more speed. Golden Egg also still with 90% ERS. So let's see if Golden Egg can close that gap to Pap-Outs. Pap-Outs at about 60% ERS. Pap-Outs is going to be able to, should be able to cover that 1.5 second gap. Lisa able to make the move on Leo. Leo has decided to jump into the pits. Leo probably seeing that they are going, their softs just can't hold on to those mediums. He's going to try a huge undercut. They will, those mediums will be able to last, so we'll have to monitor Leo's outlap closely. And we staying within a second of Golden Egg has been able to close about 3/10 since the first sector on Pap-Outs, so kudos to Golden Egg. Horseman's burning some ERS. Horseman's also a little low on the ERS. Doesn't need to push too hard. Rain with a lot more ERS, just staying within the gap of these guys. Lisa Mafia as well is now in DRS as well. So, oh, and Rain unfortunately picks up a penalty. Lisa goes a bit deep there. Let's see if she's able to hold it. She is. Rain's going to be putting the pressure on Horseman's, but Horseman's wants none of that. Whoa, man. Holy cow, good driving so far at the moment. Randy gets out of the way of Rain. Good driving, that was great to see. So Rain is going to want to push now to make kind of force Horseman's, because Horseman's is not going to be able to catch up to Golden at 1.6 with only 6% ERS. So Rain is going to want to push through as fast as possible in order to try and close that gap once again. Lisa reaping the rewards of just being able to stay within this DRS train, let them pull her up the grid. She's up 6 positions. Table Squish unfortunately dropping a little ways back, 6.5 seconds back from their teammate. Arvs making up ground, pushing as much as possible, just 1.8 seconds back now from Table Squish, and that's with Arvs having disconnected for quite some time. Moving on up, Golden Egg charging down Pap Out, so just 4/10 back now. They're going to be able to put a huge move on Pap Outs going into the straight. Unfortunately, lost a little bit of time on that exit, but that's generally okay. They're going to get up nice and close to Pap Outs, not use any ERS to attack, and serve that Rain 1 to make the move on Horsepence, but Horsepence holding position for now. Rain going up the inside on Horse, but Horse trying to stay with it. Oh, what is happening there? Whoa! What on earth? Randy just sent it going into turn 1. That was insane. And now Lisa's trying to capitalize. Oh man, this is heating up. What a battle. Rain unfortunately had to back out because of Horsepence not willing to give ground. Being chased down now by Randy. Giving enough space. Randy trying to hang it on the outside. Horsepence holding position though, and Lisa sends it up the inside. What even is going on? This is unbelievable racing. Horsepence is going to go a little bit deep here. Now Randy is going to be able to actually put on a move on Lisa. Who's going to give out? Randy taps on the brakes, gives Lisa this run. Lisa's going to have a fantastic run on Horsepence. Oh, whoa! Gets a little bit squirrely. She's going to want to burn ERS, burn it. Because you have Randy coming up and Lisa... Oh my goodness. What even... This is absolutely insane. Lisa just like pushing Horsepence around. Randy ending up able to... Whew, wow, this has been exciting. Davey jumps into the pits. Looks like Watto's jumped into the pits as well. Rain also jumping into the pits. Whew, let's jump back on board with the Horsepence trying to chase down Randy. Lisa trying to chase down Horsepence. What a battle that these three have had. That is just entertainment to the max. Golden Egg trying to chase down Pap Outs as well. Looks like Fatal Nation left or disconnected from the race. So Pap Out's leading the way right. Oh, we have some. Oh no! No! Arvs has spun and DNF'd, and that brings out a safety car. Oh, this was Arv's opportunity to be able to close the gap to the point leaders above. This is a really tough decision. The softs could technically go that long. Lisa trying to get a little bit cheeky in the pit lane. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of these drivers come out with the softs. But it looks like the majority of them are going with the hard compound, which means that the likes of Watto, the soft runners, have a huge advantage. Davey looks to be serving a penalty in the pits or something. So, Table Squish stuck behind the safety car on 11 lap hold mediums. Watto with a massive advantage now, having just put on those mediums. Because he was a soft runner, the safety car does not really affect him. Dan Rouge deciding to stay out on those old mediums. Davey, fresh mediums. Pap outs, and Lisa are on fresh hards. So while they're going to be in better condition towards the end of the race, they're not going to be as quick as these mediums here. Leo on fairly fresh mediums. Remember, Leo decided to go for that undercut. Did it work? Potentially. 3-lap old mediums aren't too bad. And he's surrounded by a bunch of hard runners, so those hards aren't going to be able to get up to temperature nearly as quickly as Leo. So if Leo can try to go with some quick moves at safety car restart, he has a great opportunity. Randy, the one who decided to take a chance, and that's what I was kind of saying, is these softs could potentially make it. So he goes with the softs. Randy is going to have a ton of speed from the back of the grid. And also something to keep in mind too is these safety car laps are going to let Randy... Oh! What? Randy! Say it ain't so. I really thought Randy should have stayed out on those softs. Unless Randy is doing a started on the mediums, threw on the softs, going back out on the mediums, which is, to be honest, a good strategy. So that's what they're doing. Dan Roosh taking that soft strategy that I was talking about. Once again, like, the safety car at this point is going to come in at about lap 14. So, or I guess at the end of lap 14, start of 15. So Rain and Fatal Nation trying to catch up to the back of the safety car grid now. They're going to need to push a little bit. Auto taking their sweet time following the matching safety car. House safety car. What a good look at safety car. Let's check penalties really quickly. So we have 8 seconds of penalty to Pap Out, so it looks like Pap Outs took a 5-second penalty, maybe speeding in the pit lanes, as well as a 3-second time penalty. Lisa, Leo, Davey, and Watto currently penalty free. Golden Egg Fryer with 3-second time penalty. For Spence with nothing. Phil with 10 seconds, and once again, I think Phil may be able to dispute that 10-second penalty. It looks like they spun, came back on track, and severe corner cut penalty. 3 seconds to Table Squish, 3 seconds to Randy, 3 seconds to Rain, and 6 seconds to Fatal Nation. Safety car not in quite yet. Looks to be staying out for one more lap. Oh, ridiculous, but really, really big advantage for the likes of TD8, Dan Roosh, and... Oh, what happened there? What is happening? We got some pitters, and they are going from throwing the hards off. Now, hopefully this doesn't delay the safety car. Hopefully they're able to catch back up to the back of the grid. So they are both going back to the mediums. They're going to be on new mediums. I honestly think they should have put the softs on. I think that would have been the better decision. But big play now is that, excuse me, they're going to be, you know, quite far back. You have drivers in front of them, excuse me, who are on same tire strat as them with 0 laps of medium. So it's actually going to be a bit challenging for them on those mediums to overtake other drivers who are also on 0 lap old mediums. I think the biggest winner out of this safety car scenario is Dan Roosh throwing on 0 lap old softs, being able to move up to P9 just from taking that chance and letting others make different decisions. And so Dan Roosh is honestly going to be able to really send it on the opening lap. after safety car. You're gonna have, excuse me for the voice crack. I was at a football, aka soccer match last night, and screaming my ass off because of a great game. So a little bit parched today, but anyhow, we have Leo as well, who's on 5-lap old medium. So Leo could attempt to take, or at least try to take a huge advantage of Lisa and Papouts on the hards. If Lisa and Papouts are able to we'll see. We'll see if they're able to get their tires back up to temperature before that race. But Watto leading the grid, 2-lap old mediums, followed by Davey also on 2-lap old mediums. Right where we left off, Watto getting the race underway. It looks like he has gone. Davey has spun. Davey has spun. That is the reason why you need to get your tires up to temperature. Watto with an immediate advantage. Davey has unfortunately spun, sent to the back of the grid. Papouts is going to want to now try and close that gap with Watto, because Watto instantly has a huge advantage just from that spin. Leo also going to want to try and push those mediums as much as possible. Phil and Popov neck and neck right there. Let's see if Dan Roosh is able to actually make up some ground. So Popov sends it on Phil. Fatal Nation sending it on Rain, but Rain fighting back with Fatal Nation. Fatal Nation trying to do a little bit of a switchback. For Dan Roosh, he's going to want to try and push, utilize these softs. You're only going to have about 6 laps of good soft tire wear, so push as much as possible. Popov already losing out to Leo. Leo still within that gap, and it looks like Rain might have had a little bit of a moment for Spence and Fatal Nation. And now, whoa, what is happening here? Did Rain disconnect? Rain looks to have disconnected. I'm gonna see if I can send them a quick invite. Bear with me. So Rain has disconnected. Watto sets the fastest lap of the race. Papouts has already lost DRS. No! Lisa as well has lost out on DRS, so Lisa needs to catch up ASAP. Leo goes a bit deep, but stays in that 1 second range. Leo's going to need to continue to do that. Make sure that he stays within that 1 second. Popov close behind, 6/10 back. Philosopher 8/10 back from their teammate on the hards. Table Squish 5/10, and Randy pushing Table Squish around, just 2/10 back. Dan Roosh unfortunately has lost ground. Didn't take advantage of throwing on those soft tires. Fatal Nation trying to catch up to Dan Roosh here. Don't know if Fatal Nation has a points finish yet this season. Unfortunately, he's been super unlucky with DNFs. Just like that, Dan Roosh actually takes a penalty. Randy looking to put the move on Table Squish. Who is going to late brake? Table Squish gives ground to Randy, probably the smart move. Randy is away to the races. Watto setting another back-to-back fastest laps. Leo unfortunately picking up a 3-second time penalty. No, Leo. 3 seconds to Leo. Davey with the fastest lap now. 3 seconds to Fatal Nation. So Fatal Nation is now at 9 seconds of penalties. Lisa Mafia currently up 11 positions, which is massive. Randy trying to send it in. Phil goes, pushes Phil a little bit deep there. Looks like Randy sort of gave that position back to Phil. So Leo's still within DRS range of Lisa. They're both burning ERS. Look at them go. And this is a huge opportunity for Leo now too, because oh no, hold it, Leo! Oh my goodness, you gave me a bloody heart attack. But that allowed Popov to actually, whoa, no way, they're still duking it out. Leo a bit further back now. Popov actually still giving Leo that door, so kudos to Popov, giving Leo room to actually continue to be able to fight, but now Popov, fresher mediums, is going, and a little bit more ERS, is going to be able to take advantage of that moment that Leo had. Just got 2 tires on the grass and unfortunately couldn't put down the throttle as much as they would have liked to. Leo earned that ERS to try and keep up with Popov. ETSR Randy now trying to actually make a move on Leo too, and Randy is flying right now. Oh! Leo and Randy just duking it out. What on... Did Leo just send it on Lisa? What? And now Leo is literally making a move on Popov too. Oh my god. Can Lisa send it on Popov? And you have Randy right there too? Randy gives the position to Lisa. Lisa just... But Randy fighting back. Once again, giving the position to Lisa. Don't want to risk your race too much right now. Lisa on the harder compound, so she's probably doesn't have nearly as much grip coming out of those corners as these medium runners do, especially since they're only 5-lap-old mediums. Leo somehow... Oh no, what happened? Okay, it looks like it was someone else and it was rain. Unfortunately, it was rain. So, Randy able to... unfortunately, it looks like rain retired on track, so hopefully that doesn't bring out a safety car. Rain being new to the league, hopefully, or might not be aware of that rule. Looks like a bit of shake-up here. Dan Roosh losing out on that one. Fatal Nation and Horse Ben's oh no! Wow, how is this going to shake things up? I think some drivers should just... I mean, there's 7 laps left. Might as well just go for the softs. And Watto stays out. 5-second penalty to Randy and Papouts for repeating it. Did Randy honestly just pick up a 5-second penalty? Yes, Randy did. Leo staying out as well. We're gonna have a lot of drivers. Oh, Lisa just getting beat by Randy right there. Randy 11 seconds of penalty. That's tough to swallow. And Phil too with 10 seconds. Phil staying out on the hards. Popov on the soft compound. So Popov is going to be leading the soft runner charge, followed by Randy and Lisa. Lisa being penalty free right now. So advantage Lisa. Papouts also with 11 seconds of penalties. So it looks like Papouts has taken 2 track limit penalties and a speeding in the pit lane penalty. Fatal Nation... Actually, Fatal Nation is able to stick with the likes of Lisa Fatal Nation has a chance to jump past Papouts and Randy if Fatal Nation is able to drive a nice, clean, and tidy race from here on out. So let's jump back over to the tires. We have Watto, who chose to stay out on 8 lap-old mediums. Leo, who also chose to stay out on 11 lap-old mediums. Phil with 7 lap-old hards. Ah, man, that's tough. And Randy is into the pits. I don't know why. Randy already has softs on. What did Randy just pick up damage or something? What's another set of softs on? Is Randy choosing to serve the time penalty? Okay. Okay. So you have Phil and Popov, teammates, currently sitting in P3 and P4. Popov has the soft compound though, so if Phil is the team player, and also with 10 seconds of pen, oh well, you know, those have a chance. But Phil might want to let Popov through right as the safety car comes in. And let Popov lead the charge. Watto and Leo are going to be at a bit of a disadvantage with all these soft runners behind. I wonder if Watto was just already past the pits when that happened. Randy has confirmed he just wanted to serve the penalty, get it out of the way. Safety car in this lap. Watto warming up their tires as much as possible. And Leo got caught sleeping a little bit and Watto lost traction. And Phil spun on the hards. And that's what happens when you restart on a hard. Oh my goodness. So Lisa... Oh, Papo's trying to send it on Popov just... enough space. Why does he still have his ZRS on? Oh my goodness gracious, turn that crap off. Holy cow. So, wow. Leo, unfortunately, with the older mediums, probably going to get gobbled up by Lisa, probably pop off now too. Leo just needs to push, try and get back within that second range of Watto, but Watto just driving a fantastic race so far. It's going to be really difficult to do so. You can tell that Leo, like, unfortunately is just not going to have the grips, especially through these fast corners here. Popov picking up a 3-second time penalty. Horsepence make it, whoa! And it looks like Horsepence has gone for a little bit of a spin, oh no. Lisa still chasing down. Oh, and a severe collision with Fatal Nation. That chopped off Fatal Nation's wing. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Fatal Nation's gonna have to jump into the... No! Did we just get another... Okay. What is happening? Davey is struggling to get back on. Fatal Nation has decided to retire from the session. And I don't know what Horsepence is doing. Hopefully Horsepence just jumps back in the pits because it's been a great... Horsepence, please do not retire on track. Lisa picking up a 3-second time penalty, trying to chase down Leo. So Leo with those 14 lap old mediums has been able to hold off Lisa so far. This is absolutely incredible. Popov also having picked up a 3-second time penalty now. TDA Dan Rush unfortunately picking up that penalty. Papout's going deep. Spence looks to have jumped into the pits, left the session. Oh, Lisa's gonna get a great run on Leo here. Leo burning the ERS as well. And Popov trying to capitalize on Lisa too. Whoa! Oh my goodness, that was just about an incident, but Leo still managing to hold on those 14 lap old mediums. 3 laps to go. DRS is now enabled, sorry. Watto, with all that fighting behind him, Watto has just been able to casually cruise 2.5 seconds up. Leo fighting tooth and nail with Lisa and Popov charging behind. Papouts has now been able to close that gap too. So Papouts now in a position to attack. Lisa is going to have such a run on Leo, trying to go around the outside. Gets pushed a little bit wide, but they're holding on. Popov is now going to get a run. Oh my goodness gracious, I don't think they saw each other. Lisa has no ERS left though. And yeah, Leo just kind of concedes that position. Leo doesn't need to battle too hard with these guys. Lisa, oh, there's a yellow flag in sector 1. It looks like it's one of the retired cars that decided to come out of the pits again. Lisa 3 seconds back, but being charged down by Popov, and Lisa's out of ERS, cannot keep off Popov. And Leo, oh no. Unfortunately, this race went from fantastic to pretty crappy in a matter of seconds. Hopefully no safety car. I'm going to jump back on board with Leo and Lisa chasing down Popov. Let's quickly check penalties as well. So Popov with 6 seconds of penalties, Lisa with 3. She doesn't need to risk anything with Popov. She can just follow Popov. Let him pull her around, and she can just drive a clean race now. And same goes for Leo. Leo doesn't need to do anything crazy. Leo just needs to stay with them. Randy trying to catch back up. Unfortunately, Randy has 6 seconds of time penalties. Although everyone behind Randy also has tons of time penalties. So no worries there for Randy. Lisa staying within 1 second of Popov. Same as Leo. Leo is able to coast. Leo doesn't need to expend. Leo, you do not need to expend. You can just coast. Let them guide you around for the rest of the track. No need to take any chances on those old to medium compound. Watto coming around the final chicane to start the final lap. Watto has not lost pace this entire race. Kudos to Watto. Popov able to make quite the storming charge. Leo picks up a 3-second time penalty. No. All Leo needed to do is just drive a clean race for here on out. And now Leo's going to be put under pressure by Randy as well on the fresh soft compound. Also adds 6 seconds of time penalties. Lisa's still on Popov's tail. Leo. Chased down by Randy. Leo needs to conserve the ERS, but Randy's... Oh no! Randy picks up a 3-second time penalty! That must be devastating. Jumping on board with Watto because Watto... Oh my goodness, it's so close between those two, but Watto coming across... Coming through the Vale chicane, out into the final corner here. Comes across the line with a dominating performance. Popov on track P2, but Lisa manages to close that gap. Randy comes across in front of Leo, but Leo with less time penalties takes P4. Dan Rush able to soak up a P6 position. Phil, you know, Phil actually, I think Phil might jump way up because that 10-second time penalty could get removed. Phil is potentially going to jump up to P4 or thereabouts. Wow, game glitch again. Lisa ignoring yellow. I don't know why this keeps happening, but two races in a row, unfortunately, Lisa has been given a 20-second time penalty after the race for ignoring yellow flags. I don't really get it. Driver of the day goes to TDA Dan Rush on track, but I think I would probably give it to Watto just for being able to showcase such a dominating performance and keeping that huge gap the entire time. So kudos to him, kudos to Popov, and I believe Lisa was also on the podium as well. And my stream should have been able to showcase that. Golden Egg picking up the fastest lap. Papout's retired or left. I don't think we are going to award points to the retirees. Interesting to say. See, but Watto, I believe this puts Watto P1 for the championship. Popov making up a jump. Leo with a big jump as well, and Lisa is going to make a huge jump too, because I am pretty sure once again that she is actually on the podium. So kudos to all the drivers out there today. Unfortunately, it got a little bit messy at the end. Yeah, Phil with a 10-second track penalty. Hopefully that gets removed. But that is what this track will do to you. Warning after warning after warning. Alright, thank you for tuning in for those that did. We had actually a pretty great following count today, but that is the end of our session. I'm Goonin7Rev. You can tune in to Tier 1 that kicks off in about 15 minutes. Please do if you have nothing else to do. Thank you and have a good